Hello, this is a reading from Monday, November 7th, 2016. I don't, if you can tell by the dates, I'm getting really into all this personal inquiry and self discovery work. Okay. I'm doing soul work, not ego work. I think I've got a pretty good idea of who I am, intellectually anyway, but maybe not so much by way of first hand experience. I've done the work of self discovery, learning all the little facts about myself. Just look at the previous couple of pages. But that's just more ego work, I think. I didn't come up with most of that on my own. Those are tests and charts that tell me about myself based on when I was born, based on answers that I filled out in an online test that may or may not be accurate. Most of it rings true for me, but again, this goes back to the whole ego thing, my perception of who I am, not my true self necessarily, but my perception. And frankly, I know that my perception is skewed. I look at myself through a filter of eyes of strangers, eyes of friends, eyes of loved ones, and mere acquaintances. I'm being conscious about judging myself for this, trying to be anyway, trying to be gentle in this probing of myself. This knowledge of how I form my self-perception has brought up two further questions. Does this have anything to do with being an empath? I've always had self-esteem issues, but sometimes when others look at me, I feel that they see positive things, and that feels good. There's a lot of information to be gained from other people. Sometimes I feel sure that I know what is on their mind in a general, vague sense. So I feel like I can tell what others think about me, and most of the time it's positive. But I don't think highly of myself. It's understandable that I would start to look to sorry, this sentence is a little disjointed because you guys can't see the parentheses. So if I feel like I can tell what others think about me, and most of the time it's positive, but I don't think highly of myself, it's understandable that I would start to look to others for self-confirmation. Also, I've never wanted to be conceited. Being pretty but introverted, I have been perceived as stuck up, and I never wanted to be vain. Not just seem vain, but be vain. In order to make sure that I wasn't being biased towards myself, I looked to others for confirmation to see if they agreed with my self-assessment. I had noble intentions, but I think I let it get out of hand. I got to the point where I really didn't trust myself. I needed others' opinions. And the second question that all this probing has raised is, am I turning into a narcissist? I do all these things to be noticed by others. Anytime I'm out in public, I'm looking at faces to see what their perception of me is. I go to dance class to be seen. I go to yoga to be seen, to feed my ego, to make me feel good about myself. Geez, even when I'm out walking the baby at work, I'm constantly scanning the faces that I pass by while hiding behind my dark sunglasses. It's really become all about me, me, me. I don't like the direction that this is going. Like I said in the previous section, I don't want to be vain. I think part of it is I've just been so alone. I'm out of practice when it comes to interacting with other people. I'm out of practice of caring for other people. That's why I've really been wanting to start doing some volunteer work, get out of my head, start putting my heart out, giving it to other people. I do truly have so much love inside of me. I think I've just forgotten how to let it out. Saturday, November 12th, 2016. A lot has happened in the world today. It's scary. Donald Trump was elected president on Tuesday. The narcissistic, bigoted, racist, sexist, homophobic, disgusting man-child. He got the electoral vote, but Hillary Clinton got the popular vote. Just barely from what I saw. The country is in a frenzy, protesting in the streets and on social media. The world is scared and confused as to how we could elect someone like him. The ramifications of this decision will be so far-reaching. We are at the precipice as a human population. We will either turn around and go back the way that we came, losing all the progress that we have made, or we will jump into the void. Revolution. I feel a buzzing, tingling energy, static anticipation, anxiety mixed with excitement. A huge part of me wants to hide, ignore, detach, and distract. The part that's winning out, the scared shitless because this is utterly unknown part, wants to take the leap, dive in head first, no turning back, shake things up so that they can never go back to how they were before. And I feel that that is what is about to happen. My life is about to change, and I'd better hang on tight. I am leaving tomorrow morning to go up to Cannonball, North Dakota, to go stand with the Standing Rock Sioux and all their native and non-native allies to help protect the Oahe Lake, which is connected to the Missouri River, from the Dakota Access Pipeline. There is so much wrong with what is happening up there. Environmental issues, native rights issues, human rights issues, police brutality, corporate greed, the government protecting corporate money over people's rights, sovereignty, and safety. Things are coming to a head up there, and I want to lend my support. I am scared shitless, though. This is so far out of my comfort zone, it's like a different planet. Militarized police brutality, shooting people with rubber bullets, tasers, pepper spray, indiscriminate arrest to try to intimidate, strip searches, being held in dog kennels with numbers written on their arms. These are the things that have happened already, and I'll be walking into a very volatile situation as the Army Corps of Engineers has requested that the pipeline company take a 30-day break from construction to ease the tension with the water protectors, but the pipeline company has refused. The company has not been granted the easement to drill under Lake Oahe, which is Army Corps land, I believe. But the company has released a statement saying that they will be doing so in 2 weeks. They are legally not allowed to start drilling, but they are planning to do it anyway, apparently. So that is the situation that I am voluntarily stepping into. I'm really nervous, but I'm trying to find my courage. It seems to be escaping me. I'm also trying to find my humility to make sure that I am not doing this for attention or for my own glory. And Josh is stressing me out too. He gets so frantic, trying to do too much. I'm talking about him. He's going with me to Standing Rock, and he's getting all crazy trying to get ready. I can't even think straight. Or calm my mind because Josh is just freaking out. We already pushed this trip back a day, and now he's so busy that he can't get here before midnight tonight, and we have to be up tomorrow morning at like 4 a.m. And we're trying to talk, and he just keeps talking over me and acting like I'm being unreasonable for asking him to be here at a decent time this evening. Geez, I don't know what's going to happen now. He's acting like he's not even going to go. I need to go calm down. So that's the end of that journal. I was getting ready to go to Standing Rock. I had started paying a lot of attention to politics and what was going on in the world at this time in my life. So, let's see where we're at. I'm going to continue. I'm moving on to another journal. This is Wednesday, November 16th, 2016. I'm at the Ocheti camp at Standing Rock in North Dakota. This has been an incredible experience so far in some ways and stressful in others. There's so much love here. I felt it so strongly yesterday after our march during the ending ceremony. We went around in a circle and gave hugs and handshakes, thanking everyone for participating in the march together. I've never been hugged so much in my life, and the genuine warmth radiating from some people was a little overwhelming. Of course, I started crying, which made me feel embarrassed. I didn't want to be drawing attention to myself when we were supposed to be making this thing Indigenous focused. I didn't want to be making it about me, but the love was just overwhelming and I couldn't keep the tears back. When I got back to our campsite afterwards, I wanted to take a minute to process what I was feeling, but Josh wanted to immediately start talking about how crazy things had been that day, how many people had been arrested and pepper sprayed, all the drama. I told him that I didn't want to talk about it at the moment, that I needed a moment to process, but he got offended. He says that I snapped at him, but I don't think that I did. I just stopped him as soon as he started talking about the drama. I told him that I didn't want to talk about it yet, that I wanted a minute to process what I had experienced. I don't understand why that offended him. Things have been kind of strained between us this whole trip. I don't want to go into all of it right now, but I don't think we are going to be able to maintain a friendship after this trip. There's just too much clashing of personalities and egos. He gets his feelings hurt whenever I don't agree with him. He drives me crazy with his know-it-all attitude. He exaggerates things to increase the drama and just kind of creates or attracts drama in general. I just don't like to be around all of that, and I don't play into it, yet it hurts his feelings when I don't play into it, when I don't just take him at his word on everything, when I don't defer to his expertise. He hit me with a low blow today, too, saying that I'm so lonely because of whatever he thought I was doing to him. I'm still not clear what he thinks it is, but he said that was the reason I'm so lonely. It really makes me regret ever opening up to him or revealing anything personal. Yeah, we're not going to make it through this. I'm trying to surround myself with positivity and weed out the bullshit. And honestly, I'm not really getting anything but bullshit from him. I feel like he's just using me to stroke his ego, and I'm tired of it because I honestly think he's full of shit a lot of the time. So yeah, it's gonna suck, but I think I'm going to have to let him go. On a better note, I had a wonderful time at the Sacred Fire last night. It was really wonderful just being there with other people that I didn't know and sharing joy and laughter and music and some gut-wrenching sadness as well. I felt a sense of connection that was just wonderful. I do need to go get started working, though. One of the lessons that I'm learning here is how to let go of my ego a little, or at least loosen its hold. Learning how to serve and not be so constantly in my own head. How to put myself into situations that would have previously made me uncomfortable and just go with it. Sit in the discomfort until it doesn't feel so uncomfortable anymore. I'm so glad that I'm getting to experience this, all of it, the positive and the negative. later that night, Wednesday night. I'm here at Occhetti Camp, confused and yearning. Here, my whiteness is seen as a negative thing. I've felt it personally on a few small occasions. It's a coldness, a distance that I'm not used to feeling. Because I'm white, I suppose. I grew up in a white society, being white, with the comforts of being surrounded by people like me. I'm not used to being looked down upon or judged by the color of my skin or the culture that I came from. I'm embarrassed to say that it is a shock to feel this way. I have always tried to have empathy, but I can finally say that I actually know what it feels like to the tiniest, most minute degree. That it's not just an act of imagination, but a true glimpse into understanding in a real way, at least more real than I've ever experienced. And I'm not saying poor me. I'm actually glad to have this experience because it gives me just a little bit better understanding of what it might be like to be a person of color in my world. I'm confused because I don't know what to do about it. I want to know what I should do because I understand at least a little and in an intellectual way why the Native people here feel the way that they do about me. But I want so badly to be able to do something, say something to make it better, at least in some small way. I don't think that's possible, though. Duh, of course it's not possible. I know that. I just want to, though, because it hurts me to know that my mere presence hurts them. Just me being white hurts them. But I guess that's the price that I have to pay for being born into the privilege that being white entails. Not that being white is better in any way, but in our society it is seen that way. I got to talk to a man named Kevin today, and it was really wonderful, and I really wish that I could remember everything that he said, but I know I'll never be able to. But I want to write some of it down so that I can go on and do further research. Kevin was Native, although he appeared white. I don't remember how much, but I think he said he was Lakota. His father passed down a lot of information to him, and he encouraged me to share what I have learned from him with my sphere of influence. He talked about the prophecy of the Sioux, the Dakota people, which I would like to do more research on. He talked about the medicine wheel with each spoke representing a different race of people, white, black, yellow, and red, and the strength that each brought. He said that black people bring their physical strength, yellow people their intelligence, white their aggressiveness or assertiveness, and the red people their strength of spirit. He talked of angels that protect us, that linger over our place of origin, and that it is important to meditate in order to get back in touch with them. He talked about the secret weapon, a special pipe that is a direct link to God, and that it is what the white elite of the world fear. I can't think of the word, but he was referring to those few families that hold the power in our world, the Rockefellers and such, etc. He talked about the plains between us here on earth and God, and that the pipe shortcuts through all of those plains and therefore is a direct link. He talked about having your own pipe that is a link to the special pipe, which therefore makes it easier to communicate with God, but it is not a direct link. He also talked about the tree of life and the rings, the tree of life and the rings, like the rings of a tree. And that is how God created the universe. I'll stop here, but I just wanted to write some of that stuff down before I forgot because I want to do some research. And then I have some words written here that he had said that I was trying to remember. Wonka Tonka is the great spirit or God, great, mysterious. Tonka Tankashalan is the great spirit god. Chanupa is the sacred pipe. Oglile is an angel. Wopila is an offering of giving or sharing thanks. Aho, I think, is like a greeting or something. Chunte is heart. Maka is Mother Earth. And I'm going to stop here. But that was some of my experience going up to Standing Rock.